Hey, what's up, guys? Max here, and let's talk about Battleground Season 28 and kind of like how it all played out. One of the most seasons that I played the most. Okay, let's just start off with that. And yeah, when it comes to points, my solo points, I did not care to like try to grind for as much, but like 545,000 points. Damn! Is what I put individually, and most of that was through energy. And yeah, we're not trying to place high anymore. I know the rank rewards seem still pretty juicy if you were to land in the top 100, and I think this season there's going to be quite a few people pushing over easily, probably close to 1 million or just well over 1 million, because they were either using elder marks or they were just playing that much this entire season. A lot of it has to do with, yes, the reward. So kabam, how many times does the player base have to say it? Rewards is what drives the players to play game modes. It what drives the players to compete, and it has to be constantly updated. As much as it sucks and it ages the game, meaning it cuts the life of the game, I know it, but you kind of have to figure out different ways to kind of like create new challenges, right? Or like champions, create new champions, exclusive champions that we want to grind for or attain for, like something, maybe tie another champion inside Radiance, and that be something you kind of like go for and achieve, and not just a trophy champion, but something actually usable for defense or offense, whatever it is, or dual threat, whatever it is. But yes, Radiance is causing all this push. I was let me just tell you again, like I said, let me tell you what happened to me for the season. So I was in Celestial 6 well over 3 or 4 days ago, and in Celestial 6, I, with the same points, by the way, 504 points, and I knew it. I said it, and I had already mentioned it to like the Alliance and some people, and said, hey, I'm pretty much done playing. And you can look at my history. It was 5 days ago, over a week ago, almost a week on the end of Battlegrounds, I stopped playing. But it's not because I wanted to stop playing, because I played so much this entire season. Is that it was my family's birthday, my wife's birthday, and so we had to celebrate. And one of the things I do try to do as much as possible is, you know, when there's moments like these or times like these, that you just got to put stuff down, gaming, whatever it is, like, you know, little things on the side, jobs, you know, sometimes you got to spend time with your family. So yes, I put the game down for like over 5 days, almost an entire week of Battlegrounds, and I was playing that consistently, and I was in Celestial 6, at the top mid top of Celestial 6. But 5 days plus of not playing Battlegrounds, not getting the tokens, you know, whatever, I missed out on that. I didn't care. It still gave me enough points to land in Mysterium 1. And this is kind of crazy, right? And I'm in like the top pack of Mysterium 1 too. A lot of people got pushed down in that were Celestial 6 with like high points. Like I bet you I wasn't the only one that stopped playing at like 500 plus points. But you can see the shift consistently of like the game mode, right? It just there's so many people playing, so many people trying to get into Celestial, and I think Celestial 6 is where, like, if you look at the Radiance, 175,000 is not bad, 162,000 is not bad, like Mysterium 1, 2, 3 is not bad. You know, it really changes once you drop out of Mysterium. Once you're in Quantum, it is a big difference. But also from Mysterium to Celestial, look at the difference, 225. It's a really noticeable difference, a big chunk of the Radiance. So if you are trying to maximize and trying to get as much as possible from the Radiant store, you definitely, and you're like skill enough and roster is there with you, and knowledge and all what it's needed for to play Battlegrounds, being in Celestials is ideal. You're not only going to get as much Radiance, but you start getting these Luma essence. So those are great to get the champion. It's a must grab champion, I would say, especially now that time has gone by and we see players offensively using them. Putting one on defense kind of be annoying. A little bit of a dual threat champion there. So yeah, must grab champion. So people are getting a lot of that. You know, number one players are, this is probably, they don't have to spend a single dollar. They can just get it awakened, which I think If I'm not mistaken, Barrow's going to be the number one again, back to back. Damn, dude. Freaking guys is just crazy. A beast. But yeah, we have, again, this is kind of how I played out. And I don't know if Kabam's going to do anything about this because this is an issue. This is probably one of the, I'm like showcasing literally one of the worst problems, not the worst problems besides the bugs. I would say bugs, lag, all that's the worst problems. But one of the problems when it comes to like battlegrounds, camping, parking, literally everything that everybody's doing. I know we didn't have that much of it because there's a lot of fight. There's a lot of players, a lot of reasons to fight for those the rewards. So we didn't see that much of it, but you still have like me, like player like myself, that it wasn't intentional. But it's just we had situations come up and I just could not. I could play. I just didn't want to play Battlegrounds. I didn't want to, because if with Battlegrounds it's a roller coaster. You either do good, you climb, and you're doing amazing, and then you're just like, all right, cool, and then you keep playing, and then you kind of dip, and then you keep climbing, and then you dip, and then you dip further down, and you got to climb out of it. So it can easily go from like just a simple 3 matches of like 20-30 minutes to like hours of trying to get yourself out of a hole that you accidentally put yourself into. So I don't, yeah, I'd rather do other little things like burning energy, doing some arenas, like little things like that that doesn't require too much focus and energy and attention to as well, like Battlegrounds did. But yeah, that is my situation. That is what happened. That is my points. We ended up at the end. As you can see, the clock is ticking down 8 minutes here. In Mysterium 1, kind of what happened, made it to Celestial 6 this season, and made it to Celestial 6 twice or 3 times, and then dropped out of it, not because of like parking, but because of losing, because of those cycles of Battlegrounds. You drop, you go up, you drop, you go up. You know, there's still chance for these players that it might be. I would say if I was in Mysterium 1, these top 20 players right here, or 10 players, I would probably be trying to find a match to try to sneak back into Celestial 6. But yeah, congratulations to definitely all the Celestial players, all the Mysterium players, all the players below that. You know, it is challenging. It is difficult to get into these brackets. It's not easy by any means. You're going up against some incredible skill champions, players out there that just know how to play the game, know how to draft, have decent to like very large accounts, and it's not easy. It's not a walk in the park, and it is a bit of a grind, and it doesn't have to be necessarily the entire season. Like I was doing it for fun. I was doing it for enjoyment, and for the streams to have something to like really like chill and be, you know, on the lookout. But you can get in there if you have everything that we just mentioned at the end. Like you can do a push in the last like literally like 4 days, I would say, or less, 4 or 5 days. Because as you can see, I stopped playing. Like my last match was 5 days ago. And if somebody would decided to go and was really good at the game, say, hey, okay, let me get into, you know, let me start playing. You can do this without having to do all the ups and downs. But of course, that's kind of like the whole point, right? Is to have something to play every day, the game to play every day. I mean, you can do multiple ways of playing Battlegrounds, especially if you don't like, I guess if you don't like the Battlegrounds mode and you are really good, you can go in there on the final days and just get as, you know, push as high as possible. But yeah, guys, that is my result, and that is my, like, kind of how everything just worked out. And as we speak, we are going to go do something really quick. And then hopefully we can live stream tonight, which is Wednesday, the 28th. We're back to like the celebrations kind of have eased down, and yeah, we should be back to normal. Okay. But yeah, congrats guys. Let me know your placement. Let me know your points. Let me know your experience. We'll go on the live and talk all about it. You know, everybody's take on Battlegrounds this season. Again, we got our #1 player in the world consistently, Barrowman, crazy man. Look at the gap difference, dude. I think I looked at it yesterday and he was like at 900. And then I think he dropped a little bit, but now he's exceeded to 927. It's insane. But yeah, guys, take care. Like I said, I'll see you there tonight. Be there or be square. Peace.